Have you ever stumbled upon something so profound, so deeply healing, that it feels like a secret the world has forgotten? Something that doesn't come in a pill, isn't taught in medical schools, and yet holds the power to mend not just the body, but the soul. What if I told you that such a remedy exists, not in a lab, not in a therapist's office, but in an ancient text, hidden in plain sight? It's a psalm, a prayer, a song, and it might just be the most overlooked healing tool in human history. This isn't about faith versus science. It's about something deeper, something that transcends both. It's about the power of words, the resonance of truth, and the inexplicable way the human spirit can be stirred to heal itself. The psalm I'm talking about is Psalm 103, and it's not just a collection of verses. It's a blueprint for wholeness. It's a reminder that healing isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about remembering who we are. Doctors, for all their brilliance, are trained to treat symptoms. They're experts in the physical, the measurable, the tangible. But what about the intangible? What about the wounds that don't show up on an X-ray or a blood test? What about the soul sickness that no antibiotic can touch? That's where Psalm 103 comes in. It's a psalm that speaks to the totality of our being, body, mind, and spirit. And it does so with a clarity and depth that modern medicine is only beginning to glimpse. Let me take you on a journey through this extraordinary psalm. Let's unpack its words, its promises, and its timeless wisdom. By the end of this, you might just find yourself reaching for it the next time you're in need of healing, whether it's physical, emotional, or spiritual. Before we proceed, I invite you to watch a short presentation that reveals how to unlock God's miracles and step into your divine calling. You'll find a link to the life-changing presentation in the description below. Be sure to watch it after this one. That's my special gift to you for coming across this video. Moving on. Psalm 103 is attributed to David, the shepherd king, who knew a thing or two about suffering and redemption. This isn't just a theoretical treatise on healing. It's a personal testimony. David had been through the ringer, betrayal, loss, guilt, illness, you name it. And yet he writes this psalm not from a place of despair, but from a place of profound gratitude and awe. He's not just talking about healing, he's celebrating it. The psalm begins with a command: "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me. Bless his holy name." Psalm 103, verse 1. Notice that David isn't just addressing God, he's addressing himself. He's stirring up his own soul, reminding himself of the goodness he's experienced. This is the first lesson of the psalm. Healing begins with remembrance. It begins with acknowledging the good, even in the midst of the bad. Now, let's get to the heart of the psalm, the verses that make it a healing powerhouse. David writes, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and forget not all his benefits, who forgives all your iniquities, who heals all your diseases, who redeems your life from destruction, who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies, who satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles." Psalm 103, verses 2 to 5. Let's break this down. 1. Who forgives all your iniquities? Healing starts with forgiveness. Not just God's forgiveness of us, but our forgiveness of ourselves and others. Guilt and resentment are toxic. They eat away at us from the inside. Forgiveness is the antidote. 2. Who heals all your diseases? This is the verse that grabs our attention. It's a bold promise, one that doesn't just apply to physical ailments, but to the diseases of the soul: fear, anxiety, despair. The Hebrew word for heals here is rapha, which means to mend, to cure, to restore. It's the same word used in Exodus 15, verse 26, where God declares, "I am the Lord who heals you." 3. Who redeems your life from destruction? This is about rescue. It's about being pulled back from the brink, whether it's a health crisis, a mental breakdown, or a spiritual low. Redemption is the ultimate healing. Who crowns you with loving kindness and tender mercies? Healing isn't just about survival, it's about thriving. It's about being crowned, not with wealth or power, but with love and mercy. These are the things that truly restore us. 5. Who satisfies your mouth with good things, so that your youth is renewed like the eagles. This is the promise of renewal. It's not just about getting back to where you were, it's about becoming stronger, fresher, more vibrant than before. The eagle is a symbol of strength and resilience, and this verse suggests that healing can make us soar. Now, you might be wondering, how does a psalm written thousands of years ago have any relevance to modern healing? The The answer lies in the growing body of research on the mind-body connection. Studies have shown that gratitude, forgiveness, and a sense of purpose can have profound effects on physical health. They can lower blood pressure, boost the immune system, and even slow the aging process. Psalm 103 taps into these principles long before science did. It's a reminder that healing isn't just about treating the body, it's about nourishing the soul. When David writes, "Bless the Lord, O my soul," he's engaging in an act of gratitude that has been shown to release dopamine and serotonin, the brain's feel-good chemicals. When he speaks of forgiveness, he's addressing the stress and inflammation that come from holding on to grudges. And when he talks about renewal, he's pointing to the power of hope, a factor that has been linked to better outcomes in everything from surgery recovery to cancer treatment. To fully appreciate Psalm 103, it's worth looking at the verses that surround it. Psalm 102, for example, is a cry of desperation. "My heart is stricken and withered like grass, so that I forget to eat my bread." Psalm 102, verse 4. It's a psalm of raw, unfiltered pain. And yet, it ends with a note of hope. "The children of your servants will continue, and their descendants will be established before you." Psalm 102, 28. Psalm 103, then, is the answer to Psalm 102's cry. It's the light after the darkness, the healing after the hurt. And Psalm 104, which follows, is a celebration of creation, a reminder that the same God who heals us is the God who sustains the universe. Together, these psalms form a narrative of suffering, healing, and renewal. But why don't doctors know about this? Let's be honest, modern medicine is nothing short of miraculous. It's saved countless lives, eradicated diseases, and extended our lifespans in ways our ancestors could never have imagined. But for all its brilliance, modern medicine has a blind spot, a gaping hole in its understanding of what it means to truly heal. And that's why doctors, for all their expertise, don't know about Psalm 103. Here's the thing, medicine is built on the scientific method. It's about observation, experimentation, and evidence. If something can't be measured, quantified, or replicated in a lab, it's often dismissed as irrelevant. And Psalm 103, it doesn't fit into that framework. You can't put gratitude in a petri dish. You can't run a clinical trial on forgiveness. You can't x-ray the soul. But just because something can't be measured doesn't mean it isn't real. Think about love, for example. You can't weigh it, you can't see it under a microscope, and yet we all know it exists. It changes us, it heals us. Psalm 103 operates in that same intangible space. It speaks to the parts of us that science can't touch, the parts that often need healing the most. Doctors are trained to treat symptoms. If you have high blood pressure, they'll prescribe medication to lower it. If you have an infection, they'll give you antibiotics to fight it. But what if your high blood pressure is caused by chronic stress? What if your weakened immune system is the result of unresolved emotional pain? That's where Psalm 103 comes in. It addresses the root causes of our suffering, the fear, the guilt, the despair, that no pill can fix. And let's not forget the placebo effect. Studies have shown that belief, whether in a drug, a treatment, or even a prayer, can have a powerful impact on healing. Psalm 103 taps into that power. It's a reminder that healing isn't just about what's happening in your body, it's about what's happening in your mind and spirit. So why don't doctors know about this? Because it's not part of their training. It's not in their textbooks. But that doesn't mean it's not real. It just means that sometimes the most profound healing comes from places medicine hasn't yet learned to measure. Let's face it, life is messy. It's full of twists and turns, highs and lows, moments of joy and seasons of pain. And in those moments, when we feel broken, lost, or overwhelmed, we often turn to the things we think will fix us. A doctor's prescription, a therapist's advice, a self-help book promising quick solutions. But what if the healing we're searching for isn't found in any of those places? What if it's been waiting for us all along, hidden in the words of an ancient psalm? Psalm 103 isn't just a religious text. It's a universal anthem for anyone who has ever felt the weight of the world on their shoulders. It's for the person battling a chronic illness, the parent struggling with guilt, the friend drowning in anxiety, or the stranger feeling utterly alone. It's a reminder that healing isn't just about fixing what's broken. It's about remembering who we are. We are more than our pain, more than our diagnoses, more than our mistakes. We are souls crowned with love and mercy, capable of renewal and redemption. This psalm doesn't promise a life free from suffering. Let's be real. No text, no prayer, no medicine can do that. But what it does offer is something even more powerful: hope. Hope that our wounds can heal, our burdens can be lifted, and our spirits can soar. Hope that even in our darkest moments, we are not forgotten. Hope that there is a force greater than ourselves, whether you call it God, the universe, or simply love, that is working to restore us. And here's the beautiful thing. You don't have to be religious to benefit from Psalm 103. You don't have to believe in a higher power to feel the weight of its words. All you need is an open heart and a willingness to try something different. Try speaking its words out loud. Try meditating on its promises. Try letting its truths sink into your soul. You might be surprised at what happens. Because healing isn't just about the body, it's about the mind and the spirit too. It's about finding peace in the midst of chaos, light in the midst of darkness, and strength in the midst of weakness. So the next time you're facing a health crisis, whether it's physical, emotional, or spiritual, turn to Psalm 103. Let its words wash over you. Let its promises remind you of who you are and what you're capable of. And who knows, you might just find the healing you've been searching for. Because sometimes the best medicine isn't found in a doctor's office. Sometimes it's found in a psalm. If you found this video valuable, your support through sharing, liking, commenting, and subscribing to the channel would be priceless. See you in the next one.